actually did that way early in the blog. We had a bookcase that we put up for vote what color we should paint it. And that turned out just fine. I mean,
it was fun.
We picked colors that we would have been happy with either way.
I think for the show house, John and I were talking about that. Like maybe we can find 3 options for lamps or 3 options for lights and just do like a big board and say like vote A, B, or C in this category.
We'll just give like 2 really bad options that no one ever picked and the one option we want.
We will not fix it, John. There will be none of that.
3 cat lamps.
There will be no stuffing of the ballot box.
Okay.
Clara's potty training post was very controversial in a way that we never expected. I think that was, first of all, it's my birthday, and then I was being told like I wasn't a good mom because I wasn't respecting my child, which was a hard day for me, I will be very honest. I think it's that we're kind of desensitized. We watch other bloggers, mommy bloggers, who talk about like snot and poop, and like we don't go
just
there.
It become like everyday topic for us. So I think we kind of lost a sense of that other people might have not that same threshold or comfort level. So I don't think we regret writing it. I think maybe we just would have approached it differently.
It just surprised us. I mean, to us it was like our take on things we learned, and to us it was more about our habits and how we were figuring it out as like first-time parents. And I also think we just were so darn proud. We were like, she's potty trained. So, I mean, it was funny in the comments, there were people sharing way more, very specific details about potty training. And then there were other people who were like, I can't believe you would ever talk about it. She's gonna get made fun of in school. But I think overall my reaction is like, I don't think Clara will be made fun of because she's potty trained, because I think everyone should be potty trained.
Yeah, I think we just shouldn't have posted on your birthday, so you would have had, so you would have had more fun at your dinner.
I agree.
I would take on the horse-sized duck because I would only have to outrun one thing and it couldn't surround me.
But you have to fight it. You can't outrun it.
That's how I fight things. I just run.
I agree though on one thing, because you get very tired fighting 100 little ducks.
Yeah. So. Ducks seem nicer than horses, right?
I've never played the lottery.
Well, someone gave us lottery tickets in Austin.
Oh, that's true.
On a book tour.
Did give us.
And I won like.
Check them? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I won like $5.
No. John doesn't understand. Those were scratch offs.
Oh.
So that was not the lottery.
John doesn't understand the lottery.
John doesn't understand how this works. John won the lottery, $10.
Hey, that was a lottery game that I was victorious at. I would like to think if I did win the lottery, that I would be smart about it and not tell too many people.
Yeah, that's what I hear, that people come.
I think it's more trouble than it's worth.
I agree. More money, more problems. Put that in the bank.
You heard it here.
You can take that to the bank. On the scale of how social we are, we're probably conservative. we're like
right, this end of
we're right here. Yeah. I was thinking about this though. Like once or twice a week we go out to dinner, whether it's with relatives or friends or family, or we'll meet at a park. So like I feel like one evening a week we do something really social with friends or family. And then probably another day a week we do some activity that feels social. Like we'll go to a festival or we'll go to a fair. We've been hearing snippets from neighbors we're just meeting, and they're like, oh yeah, we heard about you guys and you have a TV show. We're like, I don't think that's us. I think you have the wrong neighbors. They're like, no, it's you. So we're like bursting bubbles left and right. Like, no, we don't have a show.
We've met a bunch of our neighbors, but we're just getting to know all of them, so I don't think we really know what they really think yet. I think there's some people we know that are excited by it and sort of are following along, but I think actually probably the majority are sort of like, oh, okay, on with my day.
Right, like what does that have to do with me?
That's nice. And we hear very nice things about the previous owners, but the story we hear is just that they were getting older and they were just having trouble taking care of it.
The house was vacant for a year.
Yeah.
And the house was marketed by the family as needs lots of work. This is a fixer-upper. I don't feel bad saying it's a fixer-upper. It needs lots of work.
I think it was probably very nicely decorated for like its time.
That's what I think. This was like the bomb house on the block.
But I think
cul-de-sac. It had an intercom. It had an intercom.
It has an intercom.
It has
an intercom.
Clara miraculously sleeps till 9.
My best Saturday was I'd feel rested enough to get up and exercise like on my own while like the world is still quiet to go
Step
running.
aerobics.
Yeah, do my jazzercising, and then I actually like getting work done in the morning, even on a weekend. So like before people are
relax.
Yeah, like if I accomplish a couple things,
right?
You know, before 9, then I
That's
feel
true.
like,
Writing like a fun post or sizing pictures.
yeah, or even just cleaning, like doing something productive. Then I feel like I've made permission to enjoy the day. So once everyone's up, sometimes we like to go out for breakfast or the farmer's market. Mm-hmm. And usually on a Saturday, if the weather's nice, we like to walk or go to a park.
That's me. My goal is like, I want some exercise because John runs and goes to the gym and like, I just don't do anything. So on the weekends, I'm like, I should move a little. So I'll like beg him, let's go for like a really long walk around the neighborhood and we'll like load the stroller up with snacks and toys and everything to keep Claire happy for like 2 hours and we'll just walk.
And then I love it when there's like something going on around town, like a festival or a concert or something where we can all go and sort of enjoy the city.
This is how it goes. What? John tells me about something, I go, I don't know. And then we go and I love it and I'm like, that was so fun, we should go every year.
Just like remind me next time that I like these things when we do them.
I'm like a reluctant goer-outer because I think we work so hard that sometimes my instinct is like, I just want to sit around. And I think John's is like, we work so hard and I just want to go out and do something fun. So we try to balance
I do it just like this.
Just like the after jazzercise. I'm weird with ice cream and frozen yogurt. I like fruit. That's like, I know that's crazy because I like chocolate and Oreos just like anyone else, but on ice cream, I like fruit. So I'll do like cherries is my absolute favorite. And like my favorite ice cream flavor is Cherry Garcia.
I'm normal and I like candy, like Reese's Pieces and chocolate shavings or sprinkles.
But whipped cream, I always said
whipped cream.
Fruit and whipped cream.
Fruit and candy.
No, fruit, not fruit.
Oh. Darn it, you tricked me into fruit.
I have had a very, very short haircut when I was younger. It was middle school, and I said to my hairdresser, do whatever haircut you just always wanted to do. I just want you to be creative. Her name was Beth. I still remember her to this day. And she gave me a really short haircut.
You still curse her name.
And it was terrible. I think I have a giant mouth and pretty big eyes. I just have big features, and I looked like a cartoon character. From door to door. As someone mentioned under this comment, our blog did have a different name. But we got a letter from a really big company called, it was This Young House. And theirs is This Something Else House. And they thought it was too close. So we changed our name, but we changed it to something close because people had already kind of known, they called us youngsters and they kind of knew us by Young House, so we just did Young House Love. I like Young House Love better because instead of being like a parody name, it has love in it, which feels right. But we talk all the time how like it's 3 words that don't make sense. It's like pillow, backpack, table. Like it's just 3 words.
That's our other blog.
That's right.
Well, I think a lot of the skills that we use every day, I would still like to
get better
hone, like especially like photography and even like web design stuff. I would love to grow further.
And decorating.
Oh no, I got that. Any personal skills?
I want to paint again.
Like artistically?
Yeah. Oh, that's what I mean. Yeah. You know, I did like a lot of art classes in school, and I have a Bachelor of Fine Arts. I went to an art college, and I don't do any of that anymore. I've thought about doing like a painting a month and just sharing it on the blog, but I think my fear of like, it's gonna suck is why I haven't committed to it. But maybe I'll do that.
I would like to become a better kayaker. I went whitewater kayaking once.
You were good though.
I know, but
you were great.
That was 6 years ago.
Everyone in the class was like, wow.
I would die.
Look at that lanky guy flipping that kayak.
She was not in the class.
I heard from our cousin who also took the class that John was a hero among men and women.
Amongst kayakers.
Oh, this is so hard. Okay.
Hurry, the zombie flying monkey.
I would grab my ceramic rhino because I feel like he's like the daddy of all the animals. oh, but that's so mean because they need their daddy and I should leave him. Maybe I'd grab my ceramic pig speaker from West Elm.
Oh, functional.
But see, these are both practical because the thing I love the most is my concrete greyhound. But he's like 3 feet tall and weighs like 80 or 90 pounds.
You would be swarmed by zombie flying monkeys in no time.
Maybe I have so much adrenaline I could use it as a weapon.
No.
But then I'd have a bloody ceramic greyhound. Yeah.
Oh,
There's no right answer. I would roll in to a spa and I would get a massage and I would get a pedicure, like an extra long one where they rub your feet. And then I would go to Starbucks and I would buy something there because that was like a day in the life of living fabulously for me. That is like...
Well, pedicure and Starbucks, aim high.
That is like what I think of when I'm like, oh my gosh, wouldn't that be the best day? I mean, I'd be with my best friends. They'd be like flown up, right? That's kind of fabulous.
Okay, there you go.
I'd fly my best friends up, or I'd fly and get them. And then we'd do that. We'd go to Starbucks. I'd be like, you guys want to fly? Go to Starbucks.
I would just go to that movie theater where you can eat dinner all day, just watch movies and eat all day.
The food is really good there, like a really good chef. And you watch a movie in a love seat next to your love, and you just
I didn't say you were coming.
Oh, okay. I'll be getting a massage.
You'll be at your massage.
Touche.
You'll be at Starbucks.
Yeah, seriously. A few years ago, we would read things, and it just made us worse bloggers. It made us feel defensive. It made us
self-conscious.
Right. It made us second guess things that got us to where we were, and we'd stop doing things that lots of other people liked because one person said they didn't like it. I think in your heart you want to make everyone love you, and it hurts when they don't. But in like your business mind, you're like, but if I change the way I do my own personal blog and the way I decorate my house for like someone else, and you start writing out of a place of fear or desperation, like love me, love me. What is that quote by Eleanor Roosevelt? It's like, what other people say about me is none of my business, or something funny.
I'd like a way to get feedback so that we can be mindful of things that we could do better or differently, but it's so hard to digest that sometimes when there's so much hurtful and stinging things around it, because a lot of times, at least I personally end up like focusing on, whomever is shouting the loudest or the meanest sometimes, and that isn't necessarily the group consensus. So it's hard to like make a positive change out of that type of feedback. And I just think it's too bad, because I think it would be nice for everyone's sake if there was a more constructive channel, I guess.
Sometimes it's just funny to me. Like, I'm like, who am I, a Kardashian? Like, sometimes my mind it's like insane to me that anybody cares. But then the flip side of that is like, if somebody cares, they're reading our blog, and it's why we get to do this for a living. So it's nice that people care, but sometimes it is really funny because it's only decorating how heated it can get. Actually, a few people have been asking lately, like, well, do you think you'll ever reverse that and just like, it's part of the perks of the industry, and everybody else, or lots of
We'll go from a no swag policy to an all swag policy.
We are people who like structure, and having a policy is so nice.
It's really simplified our lives.
Yes.
Which is the reason we started it and the reason we stick to it, because it doesn't require us to stop and consider it and discuss it and wait to get back to this person to figure out whether this is something we need or a brand we want to work with or a product we're comfortable promoting on the site. It's like it eliminates all of that process from our day.
Like we have an auto response that just says like, I'm sorry, we just
I'm sure your product is great. It looks
and it
nice,
says like, but do you want to give something for free to our readers? And like it redirects them to a giveaway. So it like, you guys get the hookup. Let me think hard. That changes for me like every day.
I need two, man. I can't do one because I need something
that's... No, do one. Hot wings. Done. Hottest sauce you have.
Okay, I'm gonna say nachos.
Oh my god.
Because the reason I said two before is because I need like a crunchy thing.
Oh, that's good. That's good because you can have fully loaded nachos, and it could have like meat, cheese. You could get onions in it. A little crunch.
So, nachos.
That's a good answer.
It is a good answer.
Here is the secret. We cannot.
This we do not know. I was like, she has a secret?
It is impossible because our blog is about our life. So like, how can it not consume our life? Like, our blog is our life, and our life is our blog.
Well, but that isn't totally true because we are getting better about this because we have made conscious like decisions sometimes. Just be like, I'm not going to bring the camera. I'm not going to break out the phone.
We will unplug sporadically. Comments come in at all times of day. There are always more posts to be written and more pictures to size. It is like a never-ending project.
Well, I think it's always just like on our brains too. So like we spend lots of dinners talking about it.
Right, when we go on long walks,
like,
a lot of times we're like, hey.
Walks are like our versions of meetings.
Right, exactly. We talked about our book on road trips. We'll write outlines for our book. And on the tour, we would do a lot of work on the plane. Like we use transportation and exercise as a means to work.
I think we both enjoy that. I'm not saying that as like a, oh man, on our walks we
Poor
have to talk about work. Okay.
He's still on the lamb.
No. So here's the possum in the basement story. We were getting our alarm installed, and I was here, and it was just the woman who was installing the alarm. And she was in our crawl space, which is like the most literal crawl space we've ever had. Like you have to be on your stomach. And so she comes out and she's like, sir, you've got a problem. You've got a possum in there. And I was alone with it and I threw something at it.
I was alone with it.
And I heard it move and I got out of there as fast as I could. I crawled as fast as I could. So we called an animal control type person to come out. And they like figured out where it probably went in under the deck.
He was like, you have to think like a possum.
Yeah. And because the door to the crawl space under there had broken, and we didn't know that, so there was sort of free access. So he set a couple traps that were on like remote sensors so that I would get a text if it caught anything.
A possum text.
And then this is what I thought was cool. So we set up a few
what were they called? Soft clothes?
Oh, I forget what they're called.
Dry dam?
No.
Soft dam?
Anyways, they set up these basically just lean sticks against the hole in the...
Soft seal!
Oh yes, we set up a soft seal, which was like a bunch of sticks over the opening because they wanted to know if the possum was still in there because they couldn't find it in there.
Right.
If it had left and knocked them over.
This was the entire question was, is the possum in the crawl space? But since the door is open, should we leave? Is the possum going to come back? Like, is he in there?
Yeah, we didn't know if he was in there.
Because if we fixed the door and he was out, the problem was solved. But we didn't know if he was in there, so we couldn't fix the door if he was in there.
It's becoming a very long answer.
It's the funniest answer we've done. I am in love with this possum story. Thank you for asking.
So, in conclusion, we never found a possum. They had the traps in there. They were humane traps.
Right, we should be clear that the possum was not going to be hurt. It's just going to be removed and released.
They had the traps in there for 5 days. They never found anything. And so that was sort of their like industry standard that it must not be there. So they took the traps and we fixed the door so it couldn't get back in. And we have not heard nor seen from the possum since.
I think whenever anyone seems like they have the perfect something, but you just read their blog or watch them on TV or see them some sliver of their life, it's probably not perfect representation. I mean, we love each other, but we fight, and Claire has meltdowns, and there's screaming, and there's slamming of doors. I mean, we are like a normal family. We both get fed up with each other. Things don't always go our way. We get frustrated by projects. I think we...
Just don't blog about this.
Right, it just doesn't get on the internet like, oh guys, after I talk about this deck that we built, I'm going to tell you how much I'm mad at John right now.
I think our sense of humor is what keeps us sort of engaged with one another and like wanting to keep going through even those stressful events with one another by our side, because I think we don't take ourselves too seriously, we don't take each other too seriously.
Right.
We have the same type of sense of humor, and so we laugh about the same things and have the same inside jokes and all that. So I think
you just have to laugh sometimes. You know, you get so frustrated and you can be so mad, but we usually end up, you know, we'll be screaming and then we'll be laughing. So it's a stress relief for sure.
I think the most exciting change this year has been moving. It just sort of reinvigorated us both in terms of like, we were excited to have a new set of projects to do, a new vision for it, and for a new space, and like.
I even get excited because there's different restaurants, you know, like it's like a new part of town to explore.
I think the only thing related to the move that I would have done differently if I had known the future that our house would have sold so easily compared to the first time, that I think we would have gotten started on some projects in this house sooner, like the floors, because that ended up being a big rush.
I have two now. Hollywood.
Snap.